After some time you learn the difference, the subtle difference between holding a hand and chaining a soul. And you learn that love doesn't mean leaning, and company doesn't always mean security. And you begin to learn that kisses aren't contracts, and presents aren't promises. And you begin to accept your defeat, with your head up and your eyes ahead, with the grace of a woman, not the grief of a child. And you learn to build all your roads on today, because tomorrow's ground is too uncertain for plans, and futures have a way of falling down. After a while you learn that even the sun burns if you get too much, and learn that it doesn't matter how much you do care about it. Some people don't care at all. And you accept that it doesn't matter how good a person is. She will hurt you once in a while, and you need to forgive her once in a while. You learn that talking can relieve emotional pain. You discover that it takes several years to build a relationship based on confidence, and just a few seconds to destroy it, and that you can do something just in an instant, and which you will regret for the rest of your life. You learn that the true friendships continue to grow even from miles away, and that what matters isn't what you have in your life, but who you have in your life, and that good friends are the friends which allows us to choose. You learn that we don't have to switch our friends. If we understand that friends can also change, you realize that you are your best friend, and that you can do anything or nothing, and have good moments together. You discover that the people who you most care about in your life are taken from you so quickly, and have good moments. So we must always leave the people who we care about with lovely words. It may be the last time we see them. So we must always leave the people. You learn that the circumstances and the environment have influence, but we are responsible for ourselves. You start to learn that you should not compare yourself with others, but with the best you can be. You discover that it takes a long time to become the person you wish to be, and that the time is short. You learn that it doesn't matter where you have reached, but where you are going to. But if you don't know where you are going to, anywhere will do. You learn that either you control your acts, or they shall control you. And that to be flexible doesn't mean to be weak, or not to have personality. Because it doesn't matter how delicate or fragile the situation is, and that there are always two sides. You learn that heroes are those who did what was necessary to be done, facing the consequences. You learn that patience demands a lot of time. You discover that sometimes the person who you most expect to be kicked by when you fall is one of the few who will help you to stand up. You learn that maturity has more to do with the kinds of experiences you had and what you have learned from them than how many birthdays you have celebrated and what you have learned.
You learn that there are more from you inside you than you learn that there are more from you. You learn that we shall never tell a child that you learn that we shall never tell a child that dreams are silly. not to have personality. Because it doesn't matter how delicate and fragile the situation is, there are always two sides. You learn that heroes are those who did what was necessary to be done, facing the consequences. You learn that patience demands a lot of practice. You discover that sometimes the person who you most expect to be kicked by when you fall is one of the few who will help you to stand up. You learn that maturity has more to do with the kinds of experiences you had and what you have learned from it than how many birthdays you have celebrated. You learn that there are more from you parents inside you than you thought. You learn that we shall never tell a child that dreams are silly. Very few things are so humiliating, and it would be a tragedy if she believed in it. You learn that when you are angry, you have the right to be angry, but this doesn't give you the right to plead. You discover that only because someone doesn't love you the way you would like her to, it doesn't mean that this person doesn't love you the most she can. There are people who love us, but just don't know how to show or live. It doesn't mean that this person doesn't. You learn that sometimes it isn't enough being forgiven. There are people. Sometimes you have to learn how to forgive yourself. You learn that with the same harshness you judge, someday you will be condemned. Sometimes you have to learn how to. You learn that it doesn't matter in how many pieces your heart has been broken. The world doesn't stop for you to fix it. You learn that time isn't something you can turn back. Therefore, you must plant your own garden and decorate your own soul, instead of waiting for someone to bring you flowers. And you learn that you really can endure. You really are strong, and you can go so farther than you thought you could go. And that life really has a value, and you have value within the life, and that our gifts are betrayals and make us lose the good we could conquer if it wasn't for the fear of trying.
And that our gifts are betrayers and make us lose the good we could conquer if it wasn't for the fear of trying.